Hello! Today we will be looking at the Cambridge IGCSE music paper. We will be looking at a full section A today, meaning section A1 and A2. So of course section A has to do with Western music. And we are going to dive right in to the May-June 2023 paper 1-2 past paper. Of course, as always, you'll find the link to the Cambridge School Support Hub in the description below. And this is the place where you can find all the past papers as well as mark schemes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the full audio extract. It is going to run from the very beginning where the guy reads out all the instructions, and then it's going to go right through all 4 playings of section A1, after which we will answer the questions, and then we're going to listen to all 4 playings of section A2, and then we will answer those questions. So enjoy, answer those questions, and then we will compare answers afterwards.
Cambridge Assessment International Education, Cambridge IGCSE, June 2023, Examination in Music, Component 1, Listening. Instructions. Answer all questions in sections A, B and C. In section D, answer all questions on the one set work you have studied in the space provided. There will be time for you to look at the questions before you hear each extract of music. You may find it helpful to make notes on the music as you listen. Write your name, centre number and candidate number in the boxes at the top of the page. Write your answer to each question in the space provided. The insert contains the scores for music C1 and your chosen set work in section D. The number of marks for each question or part question is shown in brackets. At the end of section C, there will be a 5-minute pause for you to check your answers in sections A, B and C. Turn to page 2 now. Section A. You will hear 2 examples of music selected from the Baroque, Classical or Romantic periods or the 20th century. Each extract will be played 4 times with a pause between each playing. Music A1. You will hear an extract for voices and orchestra. The words, which are sung in an English translation, describe the rising sun. Read through the questions now. Now listen to music A1 and answer the questions. Music A1, second playing. Music A1, third playing. Here is Music A1 for the last time.
So in section A1, our very first question is what type of voice is heard? And I hope that you recognize it as well. It is definitely a soprano voice. Then we have to give a suitable tempo marking, Italian tempo marking, for the music right at the beginning. And of course it's nice and slow there, so we can very definitely say adagio. I think that's a very easy one to go ahead and put down there. But there are also a few other Italian tempo markings that we can write down. We can also say lento, grave, or largo. Then they ask us, how does the music suggest the rising sun in lines 1 to 6? And of course we do hear a rising chromatic melody. We hear the 12 notes of the chromatic scale over there, and it is ascending. The highest part of the melody or the scale is reached then at the climax. We also hear the introduction of more voices, so there's a thicker texture going on there. We also have the crescendo. We also have more notes with shorter note values coming at us in the extract. And we have the full choir as well as the orchestra and the very fortissimo trumpets as well as the timpani at the climax. And definitely once we reach this point, we also find ourselves in a major key. Then they ask us, when was this music written? So now we have to tick a box. Now, of course, it's not Baroque, Romantic, or 20th century. It's very classically phrased here, and you can bet yourself that this extract is from a classical work. Now, they don't ask us a reason for why this is a classical extract, but they do ask us who could have composed this. Now, because we know it's classical, we have to tick a classical composer. So, is Chopin classical? No. Is Haydn classical? Yes, we'll keep him on the back burner. Is Raval classical? No. Is Vivaldi classical? No. And of course we'll go ahead then and tick Haydn because he is very much an early classical composer, sort of paved the way for classical composers everywhere. So that wraps up our section A1, 8 marks. Let's listen to the audio extract for A2.
Music A2. You will hear an extract for orchestra. Look at the skeleton score and read through the questions. Now listen to music A2 and answer the questions. Music A2, second playing. Music A2, third playing. Here is Music A2 for the last time.
Okay, so section A2, another 8-mark section. They give us a skeleton score here. Yay, and we've already listened to everything. We've read through the questions. Hopefully we've answered them. So let's go ahead and compare. So the first question in section A2 is question 5 in the whole paper. Describe the accompaniment in bars 1 to 12. So definitely here the horns play a syncopated as well as a repeated figure. They play these in harmony after the trumpet. The strings now play legato. And there are occasional syncopated notes from the wind section. There's also that occasional offbeat symbol that we hear, also syncopated there. Then the next question, the printed melody is repeated when the extract continues. In which ways can the music be identified as different during this repeat? Okay, so definitely now the melody is played by the clarinet. The first bar of each of the phrases, it's now imitated by the flutes, and we also have the flute and piccolo playing a different answering phrase. The oboe and clarinet also play a descending motive, which is also very legato. And if you want to be very specific about the descending motive, it is a stepwise motive, so it's going down stepwise in its notes. The imitative or the answering phrases are also played in octaves here. The horns no longer play a syncopated figure, and then the strings play staccato chords. Then if we move to the next page, we see two final questions. What style of music has influenced this piece? And then we need to give a reason for our answer, or actually two reasons. Number 2 in brackets, 2 facts or 2 reasons for 2 marks there. But is this piece very much influenced by jazz, impressionism, minimalism, or neoclassicism? So our 20th century subgenres there. Of course, this is very jazzy. And we're going to go ahead and tick jazz, but our reason can't just be because it's jazzy. So what are we going to say? We can definitely make reference to those bent notes or those blues notes. Definitely also based on the blues scale in that regard. That will sort of be one fact. We can also refer to syncopated figures. And although we have mentioned syncopation before, doesn't say we're not allowed to mention anything that we've mentioned before in this very answer. So we can definitely refer to syncopation once more and use that as a reason for why this piece has been influenced by jazz. There's also that 12-bar blues chord pattern. We definitely have a muted trumpet solo going on there, and muted trumpet is very much a jazz-like characteristic. We have our swung quavers, our swung rhythms, and we definitely have extended chords, so not just triads and not just sevenths, but we also have some ninths, and we expect some 11ths and 13ths also from jazz. So any of those two will give you your marks there. So I hope that this setup has helped you so that you have a real life experience of what it's like to answer a full section A, have the full playthroughs, the full silence, the full everything, and then having a look at the answers afterwards. I hope that this has helped you prepare for your IGCSE exam when it comes to the section A of the music listening paper.